We must have enjoyed it last time because we've come back for another swim. It's a nice place. Here, boss. Give us a look at you.
Thank you, son.
Enjoy your dinner, my friend.
And my coffee.
Good on you.
Thank you.
God
you get any fish?
God bless you. Every now and then. Every now and then.
What do you fish for?
Whatever gets on the line for dinner.
Yeah.
Fish for dinner. What about you?
Well, the last bream I caught weighed 4.3 kilos.
Wow.
At Canning Bridge, mate. There's heaps of them.
Hey,
there.
just look at your sign. God bless you.
God bless
See you,
you.
buddy. So today we've decided to visit the Fremantle prison. We've got about 3 minutes. They're going to ring the bell and we're going on a guided tour for, I think it's an hour and 15 minutes to have a look how this prison used to be run and how the prisoners lived, and you're going to see the execution room and how it was all done. It'll be very interesting. Life behind bars, I just can't imagine it.
3:30 behind bars tour. It says 3:30 behind bars. Please have to show your guide Brett. Just down the gate this way. Thank you. 3:30 behind bars.
Sent here as cheap labour just to get the colony up and running, but the convict era only lasted 36 years, 1850 to 1886. 1887, we've got 40 men in here. Yeah, it's too much, not too much. So we turned it into a prison from 1887 to 1991. Not even history, living memory. And it is, because we get ex-prisoners coming back all the time, showing their kids and grandkids around. But this room, this is where your nightmare begins, because you've come straight from court. You've been found guilty, or you could be on remand, still awaiting trial. A buggy or a van will back up. And one at a time, you'll come in and meet the warrant officer. Yes, mate.
You ready, all?
Right.
Straight out of court, you get a shower and a bag of rubbish, basically. And this is your new home.
Ladies and gentlemen, isn't she magnificent? And just to think if everything had gone according to plan in 1991, we'd be standing in a shopping centre in a housing estate right now. 15 acres of prime real estate up on a hill, and developers were going to get it. People made a bit of fuss, a vote in Parliament. 3 votes made the difference. It was close. It's a ramp, so please everybody be careful. Come on in, the best job. Oh, actually I better tell them where we're coming. They don't like surprises. Best job in the prison, the kitchen. It's the best job because you get your meals hot. Everybody else's goes out on a trolley, stone cold. You can eat the chunky bits of meat out of the pots. Highest wage, $37 a week in 1991. So best of all, 16 hours in a year. Not stuck in the time. With machetes and cleavers and stuff like that. Now, every guy in the kitchen has got a little dog tag with his number on it. And he'll come here and the guy in there's going, what do you want? He says, well, I'd like that number. Toilets or outdoor plumbing until the early 1970s. The other bonus work in the kitchen, showers. Where everyone else is getting 2 a week, here in the kitchen you could shower 3 times a day. Handling food, we want you to be clean. And best of all, these are the only showers in the whole prison with a door you can lock. So should that soap slip? So, as I said, in 1970 they got to have a flushing toilet, but they didn't get floors on them until 1988. Everything had to be out, you know, nowhere to hide here. So, originally, now 6:45 a.m. they are unloading the cells one at a time. It's not like in the movies where they leave. It's one at a time. You can buy food. Because the food here might be rubbish, but it's going to cost you. Coffee. So, packet of Winnie Reds, $2.27. Charge you 3 cigarettes to go to that toilet. And yeah, it's good. But everybody wants, he's got to watch his back because everyone wants to be top dog. So he gets some of the younger guys around just listening to the gossip. And worst of all, he likes days of our life. Violent crime, but definitely drugs or drug related. Burglary, break and entering, car theft, robbery. Now you might. What are we going to do to calm them down? I said, well, we better build a new prison. And in 1970, Division 1 prisoners are moved off to Carnet. And then also in 1970, the women's prison was moved off to Bandy up in the Swan Valley, and the old women's prison became a school for the prisoners. High school certificate, university degree, learn a language, learn a trade, but best of all, what are we going to do to calm them down? Sorted out here, but that was before. And then basketball was the big game, and everyone loved that. The guy came in here and taught them how to. So the doors, the floors and windows. Now, this is what we call the Judas hole. This is where you look in on a prisoner. But you've got to listen to this occupational health and safety lecture. You come along, you lift the Judas hole, and then you tap it. There's glass in that. And then you put your eye to it. Because some of these, it's been smashed out. This guy's sitting in his cell and he hears this sound coming down the landing. Oh, an officer is approaching. And the prisoner will hide down there and hope and pray he doesn't wear glasses or doesn't bother to tap, and puts his eye straight to it. Knife, a fork or a finger. Officers have no sense of humour. And this, my friends, is your bucket. This is your toilet from 1852 to 1991. By the 1960s, you had to share this. You are given 2 buckets, one for you and your mate's potty. The other one's full of fresh water for drinking. In the middle of the night, it's dark, you're thirsty, choose wisely. Places that can't live like this, and they choose not to. And jumping was common and people were thrown. These animals. You get hit in the head with this, it will kill you. So it stops the buckets. But not the contents. Officers learn quickly, stick close to the wall under the landing and you move quickly. So this is among the prisoners. Here in Division 3, we're locking him away to protect the prisoners from the guy in there. He is our most violent, aggressive and out of control prisoner. So, it's got a foam mattress, solid base, no springs or wires. The furniture is all bolted to the floor. You can't pick it up and throw it at you. Anything that can be thrown is plastic or rubber, and the door opens outwards. All the others inwards. You're an oven. Oh, is that yours? So, the one with the green guttering U division, that's where death row was. And what happens is, at 6 a.m, 2 officers come to your cell and give you a nice new set of clothes. They have laces instead of buttons, because they're easier to take off a lifeless corpse. They bring you to cell number 1 in solitary, where you will sit with a man of faith. There will be a last meal of tea and toast by 4 guards who are looking after you. And maybe a bit of whiskey or brandy to steady you nerves. And the prison clock begins to chime on the first bell of 8. The handle is thrown, the floor disappears beneath you and down you climb. With a hand basin. A rainwater tank on the roof is piping water into his cell. So he's out there working 16 hours, comes back, dinner, bread and water basically, and a bit of meat, and pass out, and then get up, do it again. Sundays off. Now, 8 years like this, and then an insect infestation. Ticks, lice, fleas, mosquitoes, cockroaches, diseases spreading, convicts are getting sick and dying. Insects are breeding in the pockets of the raw limestone and in the hand basin. So we gave them floorboards. They died. Who knew? Well, not the doctor who wrote on their death certificate that prisoners were visited by God in the night. 1970.
This is the penthouse suite. You get a vent in your door. You get a horsehair mattress on a gate with a slightly bigger window. The wall's been knocked out of the middle of this one, so it's twice the size of the ones you just seen. And toilet in the corner. This is the room you get if you're a good boy. This is the penthouse suite. Life prisoner cell.
Prisoners jump and wrestle, get their kills, lock them in those cells. Then they turn around and see everyone else doing the same thing. And they're locking up the guards, got the keys, and everyone goes straight to the top.
Tennis courts right up the back. They used to bash each other with their tennis rackets, pull the strings out and try and hang themselves. What a place. Or hurt one another. So the tennis courts were not a success. Oh, sorry. This is the women's part of the prison. Only women can have a bath and only cold water. So they used to give the prisoners paint and brushes. They reckon it used to calm them down. It's a lot more peaceful throughout the jail when they introduced paint and brushes to the prisoners. They used to decorate their rooms and they were much happier.
That's only, he wouldn't get, he makes a lot of funny noises, he wouldn't.
You can see this is the last hurrah, because they've actually given them the jewellery. You weren't allowed to have jewellery.
We think Kurt can smell the blood in here because he's going crazy. Stop that. It literally stinks in here of really old stuff. God only knows what the stuff is. Well, young Brett that took that turned out to be a bit over an hour tour of the Fremantle jail. He was terrific, and he just said that he's authorised to let us go. Get out. So thanks, brother. This is one of the courtyards, and now, like, it's very much the same but a little bit different. Now there's gift shops, there's a fairly good cafe just there, there's a museum, nice toilets, and you know, this is the courtyard, but not a pretty place, not a pretty place. Well worth a look though, excellent. If you're into a bit of history, it was worth it. Fremantle Jail.